little goofy and dumb, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of energy. And I will really tip my hand here when I'm saying the next one I love, which is also from Alight, and it's called True Blueberry. Many people associate blueberry with being a stress-reducing kind of anxiety, dealing with PTSD, but it's actually a wildly inconsistent name for a whole bunch of different phenotypes. And there's lots of stuff with blueberry heritage, this and that. This one happens to be called True Blueberry. But what it is for me and for the patients that have had the most success with it, it's almost like Adderall. You're certainly high. There's clearly THC and other compounds in there that are changing your state. But unlike many types of cannabis, it is performance enhancing. Wow. And I don't say that as a clinical recommendation and with all the asterisks that are necessary to providing a plant therapy. For me, it's a combination of caffeine and like the inspiration of being outside. And it's in this one plant. And obviously you don't want to sit down in a chair after you've used this cannabis. You really want to get out there and use your body. But it's a great hiking, studying, doing kind of just hard work that really requires focus and being dialed in with almost no hangover. So I could smoke this in the middle of the day, get my stuff done, and be fairly much back to neutral by the end of the day.
That sounds like a fantastic strain. I think I might have to. I might have to go stock up. Yeah.
And we have so many great cultivators that it's really just difficult to even name them. But I'll just throw one more name in there. And again, we're really talking about what I really think of as my top shelf. It's Beyond Organics. This husband and wife team produces some of the most patient, symptom-oriented products that I have encountered. So they're not necessarily the most broadly commercially viable or successful, but for what their patients have needed and what our patients now need, some of the most well-suited products that I have ever encountered, which means probably that have ever been crafted in the cannabis world in the modern age. Because again, so much of what has happened in cannabis has either been dictated by the drug market and sort of the illegal nature, or by these absurd regulations, which make it honestly impossible to create the products that these guys are bringing to market. So those are my shout outs.
Bless them for making what they do.
Absolutely.
I hope to make a trip up to Maine soon to.
Oh, we would love to
try some of those.
Yeah, and maybe you can do a little journey. I could give you a whole map.
Oh my gosh, please give me a map. I would love that.
Let's do it. Awesome. I'm here for it.
Awesome. And now for your US cannabis news. Farmers all over the US are starting to realize what Mark has been saying. Big corporations are about to take over the next big agricultural business. And in Utah, a cannabis company is now suing the state agricultural department for allegedly coaching certain well-connected applicants on how to win the state's coveted cannabis business licenses. And medical marijuana caregivers in Michigan are also fighting against big pot businesses who have been lobbying to have the number of plants that caregivers can grow at home drastically reduced. According to the Michigan Cannabis Manufacturers Association, they're just trying to make sure all the marijuana grown in their state is clean, tested, and not going to hurt anybody. The US Senate is now seeking public input on Democrats' recent draft bill that would decriminalize cannabis nationwide. Senate leader Chuck Schumer said earlier this month the Cannabis Administration and Opportunity Act is one of his top priorities this year. Public comment on the draft bill is being sought through the end of September, when lawmakers hope they can bring it up for a discussion on the Senate floor and possibly even a vote. And to all our friends across Massachusetts, congratulations, you don't have to drive to the dispensary anymore. Delivery marijuana companies are now out and rolling in several parts of the state, including Lantern, a sister company of the alcohol delivery service Drizzly, which is now serving around Boston, and Your Green Package, which has its driver teams out and about in Northampton and the western part of the state. Make sure you're subscribed to our podcast wherever you're listening to us right now, and you can check out all of our gorgeous cannabis magazines at differentleaf.com. Also, make sure you're following us on social media at differentleaf and at different_leaf. Thanks as always to our fantastic producer, Andrea Maraskin, and thanks to Homebody for the music.